we had some breaking news today. So the Indianapolis Colts, after a pitiful performance from Anthony Richardson, have decided to bench Richardson in favor of Joe Flacco. Richardson has had, this is crazy, has had one game where he did not get hurt in, completing over 50% of his throws. He has been an incredibly inaccurate quarterback. This last game was probably the worst one we've ever seen from Anthony Richardson. In the first half, which is going to be crazy, he had the lowest completion percentage in over 30 years. In the end of the first half against the Texans, he completed 13.3% of his throws, 2 of 15. It was terrible, absolutely terrible, although he had a 69-yard touchdown pass. So I want to know, do you think that the Colts maybe made this move too soon, and do you think they should be in the quarterback market for next season?
Well, I think the situation reminds me of Trey Lance when he was with the 49ers, right? The team makes a big bet on an unproven but very athletic player with good stats in his college senior year, but not a whole lot of experience. Anthony Richardson, admittedly, he came in as a developmental quarterback, right? He was somebody that did not have a lot of experience. He just had what looked like a lot of raw talent. And what happened to Lance? He turned out to be a bust. He's now the third-string quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's certainly never going to start for the Cowboys, as Dak Prescott just got a 4-year extension at $60 million a year. So Trey Lance is on the bench. Maybe Anthony Richardson's headed there too for an extended period. He's benched for Joe Flacco against the Vikings. I guarantee you, if Joe Flacco wins that game, he's probably going to be the starter for the foreseeable future, particularly when you see the Colts going back to play the Jets. That is a game that they'll want to have Joe Flacco in there for. First time he's been benched when he's healthy. His stats for his career now, he's 5-5 as a starter, 50.2% completion percentage, horrible. 7 TDs, 8 interceptions. Career passing rating of 68.8. Average of 5.7 yards per rush and 38 yards per game rushing, which is not too bad, actually. But for a guy with that kind of skill level, his quickness, he was drafted number 4 in 23 for his big arm, his great speed, and his quickness. His raw physical skills are off the charts. But compared to other busts, he's worse than Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf, both of them. He played the last 2 weeks has been really bad. 20 of 56, 304 yards, 1 TD, 1 in-run record. He's really a rookie this year because he missed so much of last year with the injuries. So I don't know. Maybe he can be resurrected. Maybe he's one of these guys like Geno Smith down the road, 7 or 8 years from now. He'll be someone that looks good for a year or two. But right now, doesn't look good for Anthony Richardson.
And I think that a lot of people are sometimes blaming Shane Steichen. No, because look what he did with Jalen Hurts. The only issue is Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt as much on design runs as Anthony Richardson has. He's had 3 injuries so far over a 2-year span. Concussion, shoulder, and I'm forgetting the other injury. But he's had 3 injuries so far. Like, that's a problem. For a mobile, athletic quarterback who can't complete passes on a consistent basis, for this season, it's 50% completion percentage? That's 15 percentage points below the league average. That's an issue. He also is setting records right now. He currently has the lowest completion percentage since 2000. And he barely has, he has the second lowest, since 2000.
Achilles Smith at 44%.
44.2. He's 0.2 percentage points higher than Smith.
Achilles Smith was a bust.
He's one of the biggest busts in NFL history. So, and this is a 4th overall pick in the draft.
He was drafted before Tom Brady. Achilles Smith.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But no, right now Anthony Richardson for his career is 5-5. Here's the issue, right? We could go to the Bears route and say, well, Justin Fields didn't have a lot of success because his team didn't have a lot of talent. Me personally, I think the Colts have a lot of talent. Superstar running back, pretty good offensive line, star wide receiver 1, relatively good defense, especially DeForest Buckner, who I'm a big fan of. So the Colts are not devoid of talent at all. It's just Anthony Richardson can't complete a pass. In my mind, when I think about him and I play this way, Madden, deep balls only. Have the deep shot. rack up yards, except in Madden, there aren't one-play touchdowns. Or rather, in Madden, there are one-play touchdowns. In real life, there are no one-play touchdowns. Except, occasionally, like in this one, you have a 69-yard touchdown, but have problems completing passes on a consistent basis. But here's the problem, though. When people are going to go defend Anthony Richardson because of his exceptional arm strength. He does have incredible arm strength. But he does the hard things instead of making the easy things. That was the problem with Caleb Williams. Will he take the easy shot? If there's a drag route and a post route, and the post route's covered, but there's a chance he could break free or take the opening drag route, are you going to take the drag or are you going to take the post? Anthony Richardson takes the post. He takes that risk. And normally it either gets picked off or more than likely it'll be incomplete pass. So he does not complete passes anywhere near an effective level. Mm-hmm. Joe Flacco came in, and Joe Flacco, I think, deserves a little bit more respect. Because he got kicked out of Baltimore, understandably so. You had Lamar Jackson who came in there and performed very, very well for him. Then you go over to Cleveland. You're sitting on his couch basically the whole season. He comes in, goes 4-1, wins comeback player of the year in those 5 games, and he looks great. He leads the Browns to the playoffs. Now he came in for the Colts and actually did very well. He actually ended up winning 2 games because Richardson went down. He goes out, completes 61% of his passes, but goes 2 touchdowns, no picks, and beats the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then he goes up, nearly beats the Jacksonville Jaguars, completing 75% of his throws, 359 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
How did they lose to the Jaguars?
I
don't get that.
Hit and miss. Trevor Lawrence had a phenomenal game. Then you go up against Tennessee and will pull out a win there. So it's not like Joe Flacco's a terrible quarterback.
Well,
it's just that he's actually pretty good, I think, with the right
How old
coach.
is he now?
39 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to say right now? He's played better than
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
So, to me, and that's the thing. Are you going to go the Jets route and 2 years into somebody's career get off him? Has he played enough games where you're like, no, this guy's a bust? Because we saw Trey Lance 3 years where it was like, he just doesn't look good. He's injured. He goes out there, looks okay, not great.
Richardson's looking a lot like Trey Lance, but you got to give the guy a break. He did get hurt early in the season last year. He didn't play the rest of the year. Now he's really kind of a rookie this year again. So you got to give him a little bit of cut him a little slack. He is an outstanding athlete. He's played 10 games. He's 5-5 in those games. He hasn't played with the very best talent. I mean, the Colts, you can't say they have the best talent out there.
But they're not a bottom 10 team, though.
Yeah.
You can't make the excuse like, oh, no, well, it doesn't have open receivers. Yeah, you have Michael Pittman, who's a very good receiver, in my opinion. You have a superstar running back. Justin Fields didn't have that. Hey, Khalil Herbert, who was not a bad running back, but he's no Jonathan Taylor. Offensive line is always one of the top offensive lines in the league. Anthony Richardson has one of the worst passer ratings in the NFL.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you take a look at it, based on just qualified quarterbacks, he's dead last. He has even dropped below Bryce Young. That's how bad he's been this year. He has a passer rating of 57.
Yeah.
That's not even backup quarterback quality.
Yeah. Well,
that's like Josh
He's
Rosen.
on the bench. He's going to be on the bench. He's going to watch Joe Flacco play. It's not too bad for education to watch Joe Flacco. He's a Super Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback. He can throw the deep ball as well as anybody, probably still. And the Colts are 4-4 with Flacco out there. We'll see how they can do. They got a tough game coming up against the Vikings, so we'll see how it goes.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.